beautiful souls. Welcome back to Tea and Sorrow Tuesday. I know I'm getting started late, a little bit later than I usually do, but we are here and we're going to keep it short and sweet tonight because of that. But I keep hearing to myself, nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. So, we have a different kind of Tea and Tarot Tuesday going on tonight. Usually, the last, probably, I don't know, handful of Tea and Tarot Tuesdays, I have been um, doing just the all sign readings on the first and last Tuesdays of the month. Now, the second and third Tuesdays, I usually take those Tuesdays. Sometimes I'll see if I want to take those Tuesdays to myself, or maybe I'll go live on a different platform, or, just have some mommy free, mommy me, me time, love, self love, and love time with my beloveds, and whoever's invited. And so, tonight is a night that you're not invited. No, I'm just kidding. Tonight is a night that I do have a very exciting evening ahead of myself with a beloved, and I look forward to enjoying my time. But I'm on a time crunch because I had a nice long day at late day at work, if you must know. This is Tea and Tarot, so might as well spill the tea up in here with me, your girl, Princess Leah 888. So if you're new to my channel, this Tea and Tarot Tuesday is different than all the Tea and Tarot Tuesdays than you may have seen in a while or at all. This Tea and Tarot Tuesday, we are gonna not be sipping on tea, but we're going to be getting into the tea. It's not going to be of the all signs, no signs, zodiac signs tonight, but instead we have some chakras that have been activated. And for months, many readings, I've had these chakras coming out, and I think there's a conversation that wants to be had between a divine feminine and masculine collective. So I'm going to go ahead and start. What I want to do, and I may not get into it, this may be like a series that it might turn into, with the chakras and a conversation between the divine feminine and the divine masculine, message from spirit, with these chakras. Now, the chakras particularly that I am touching on tonight, hopefully we'll get through all of them, will be the chakras that came out during the daily divine message from spirit for the divine feminine. It was a little impromptu message for the divine feminine. These chakras came out. Now, however you identify, whether it's divine feminine, divine masculine, however you identify, it's not about gender, it's not about your own preference of lover. It is all about energy. So I say that time and time again because I want to make that clear, but I do use separate decks for the divine feminine and masculine and messages from spirit, and I do use she, her pronouns when I use the divine feminine, and he, him pronouns when I use the divine masculine. I hope that's okay, but take it as it resonates, knowing that we all carry the dynamics of both within us as we are master manifestors. All right. But the divine feminine had a conversation from spirit, and the divine masculine had a conversation from spirit over the weekend and this week in my daily divine messages. You can check that out on my playlist if you'd like, about some beautiful awakenings, some beautiful endings of curses and love and heartbreak, and tapping into your life force energy. And I think this conversation wants to continue to be had with the divine feminine and masculine. And it wants to go through with these different chakras. There are 6 particular chakras that came out of the 10 that are in the Beyond Lemuria deck by Izzy Ivy. Then you have the first one, the Earth Star chakra. Then it jumps up to the heart chakra. If you're not familiar with the Earth Star chakra, this is the very first, the initiation before the root chakra that most people are familiar with. This is the integration of your spiritual higher self, spirit divine, into this physical embodiment. This is the initiation. This is the first one that came out. Then we have the heart and the high heart chakras that came out for this divine feminine message that came through earlier for the week. Then we have the throat chakra that came out. Then we have the third eye, and last but not least, the soul star chakra, merging with the divine. Okay, so from the first to the last, and almost everything in between, the earth star to the soul star chakra, the first to the 10th, the 1 and 10 is out. And we are in the year of 1 and 10. 2 plus 2 plus 6, 2026 is the year of 10 and 1. The ending and the beginning, the alpha and the omega. We are here initiating, integrating our divine, merging it with our human vessel self. It's beautiful. It's pretty exciting. So that's why the divine feminine, and I was like back and forth, like, should I do a daily, should I do my tea and stuff? Should I do my tea and stuff? I was like texting, and I was like, oh no, I don't want to be late for my very important date. But I also, feel super, super compelled to have this quick conversation. So let's get into it, shall we? Divine feminine, let's start. I'm just going to have one card. Let's do this. I don't even know. We're just going to pull it out the way it is. I'm going to pull one card for I'm guessing we're going to do it this way. This is what Spirit wants to say. I'm going to pull one for each. Earth star, heart chakra, high heart, throat, third eye, and soul star for the divine feminine. We're going to see what that has to say, and then we're going to see if the how divine feminine energy around these are sharing, what she is saying, what the feminine energy, the creative, the emotions, the sensual within us all is saying. We have the throat chakra with the Ace of Cups. The third eye came out, or the Knight of Swords with the third eye chakra, and the Queen of Swords with the soul star chakra. So you can kind of see, we're just seeing, because I feel like this just wants to come through, and I don't know why, but I've been like, oh, I feel like I want to see what conversation wants to happen. There's a message that Spirit keeps tugging on me that's saying you got to do this real fast, just real fast. So we have one last card that just came out. Hi, Nia Makeda. Hi, Mama Nia. Glad you're here. So we have this card. As I pull out this card, look at this Nine of Swords. We have this card of face in hand, someone's who might be feeling a little bit in their head, maybe having a little bit of anxiety about something divine feminine. But we also have that at the bottom of the deck, the Sun card. So there is some truth, some light that wants to be shown on whatever might be feeling. You might be feeling a little bit anxious, maybe feeling anxious to talk about some truths here that is coming through as your chakras are being transformed, as Spirit wanted to make clear earlier. So divine feminine, the Six of Cups coming out with the Earth Star chakra of the integration, the initiation. Okay. Okay, Spirit said, let's do this. But also I kind of also want to pull and see what the divine masculine, just like put a card next to them. Nope, we're going to start with the feminine, okay? All right. So, the Six of Cups with the initiation, with the integration, the Earth Star chakra is beautiful energy. This very first chakra of integrating. You know what the divine feminine is integrating? She is integrating. Do you see what's happening in this picture of the Six of Cups? She is giving this cup back to this little girl. This little girl could indicate her past self, her inner child. This little girl could indicate her little sister or her daughter, or the feminine generations, the cycles of the feminine generations beyond her. And maybe even before her. And looking back, because Six of Cups is about the nostalgia, looking back at what cups she has received from feminines before her, maybe her own mother or her own adult inner child. But also seeing how, and I'm seeing this as cycles. For some reason, the cups are coming up as cycles. Thank you, sending love. And sending love and light tenfold back to you, Michael. Thank you. Sending love and light to you all. Ooh. Michael Ellis Sr. Thank you all. Okay, let me get back into this, or else I'll get distracted. We got things to do. We on a time crunch here. Okay, so anyway, I think that's really beautiful. We're gonna move on to the heart chakra of unfurling back to love. So I love, first of all, I just have to touch back and just say that Divine Feminine, beautiful that you are looking at these cups as cycles, seeing how the cycles that have come before you and how the cycles that are coming after you are have affected you, have affected your I'm hearing your ability to love, and how you are choosing, and how this right now in this moment, this week, the tea of the energy for you, it could be that you are feeling like you are really full integrating with those that inner child, that you are feeling like you're integrating more with that inner child within you, seeing how you are how you have been passed batons, and that were also double-edged swords, cursed with blessings, so to speak. So I feel like I had to say that because you're really reflecting on that this week, and it's really beautiful because this initiation is awakening and unfurling you back to your high heart chakra with the Four of Pentacles, which is also considered sometimes the fourth chakra, but in this case it's the fifth chakra. But the Four of Pentacles, or the heart chakra, is the number 5, fifth chakra in this Izzy Ivy deck, because there are 10 chakras that she counts. The high heart, Four of Pentacles, unfurling back to love, Divine Feminine. You are unfurling back to love. I'm going to just start taking this out for the Divine Masculine because I'm curious. We'll just see. The unfurling back to love. You are figuring out, seeing what you are balancing, what you value. And you are re-evaluating all of the things that matter to you. It's like you are seeing, what can I take with me? Kind of hearing that. You can't take it with you, you know? And so you can't take anything that's not love with you when we enter and exit this earth plane. So what is it that matters? Let's go back. We're going to start and just also communicate for the sake of time with the Divine Masculine. So let's start back at the earth chakra. We're just moving along here and how Spirit wants to move this message through. Because apparently there's a message that Spirit wants me to have tonight, or else, you know, I'd be not here. But that's okay. We are here, and I'm grateful to be here. So blessings, all abundance. The Queen of Swords. I'm grateful that Spirit wants to speak through me for this collective. And if there is a message that wants to come through that does resonate with you, or that does resonate, even maybe it is for me to hear back to, thank you, Spirit, in the long run, in the future. And thank you to anyone else who this resonates with. Hit that like button. I always appreciate that too. So the Queen of Swords for the Divine Masculine in the Earth Star Chakra is telling me that the Divine Masculine is integrating his heart and his head. He's integrating, and let me see if I can move this camera down a little so you can see some of the cards. You can only see it a little, but you can see a little. But here we go if I pull it back a little bit. Okay. So with here, he is integrating divine masculine, the Queen of Swords, which is discernment with the head and the heart, recognizing, finding the balance where it's not too over hyper logical and it's not too emotionally filled and there's no balance. He's finding this balance. Sorry, I don't like my shirt all that way. I need my little piece of love infinity sign to show for you guys. Okay. But that's what the distraction is. So funny. It sounds like a distraction. It's like, why you got to show your little like peace and love, tattoo, divine masculine? Why you got to show all that skin, divine masculine? I feel like that might be a message for someone. Why you got to show that shoulder, divine masculine? Who are you trying to impress? Who are you trying to show that shoulder to? So maybe divine masculine, you're trying. This might feel like a tangent. It might feel super random, but it's coming through for somebody. Divine masculine, you might be initiating or integrating, showing more of yourself. Take it as it resonates. It may be a little shoulder or your tattoo or whatever. It might feel uncomfortable because someone else might be saying, why do you feel like you gotta, who do you think you are? Why do you want to show all that? But you're learning with the Queen of Swords, the discernment of what to take as advice, feedback, and right or wrong, and you're learning that for yourself. Okay, that's really beautiful, divine masculine. I hope that helps. Okay, that was an interesting download and channel for all of that. It all comes through the way it comes through, the way it wants to come through when I come through, and when spirit comes through too. So then we have this beautiful justice card that is here on the divine masculine for the heart chakra, which is very beautiful. It actually makes my heart feel emotional because we have the goddess of healing, Isis, coming out for the divine masculine with justice, Libra energy with this heart chakra. Justice has been served because this is confirmation. And I'm hoping that my microphone isn't doing the staticky thing that it's been doing when I go live on my YouTubes. Because what I've been noticing, and I think what that is interference with my message. Spiritual interference with my message that makes it really annoying to listen to when there's static in the background. So people don't want to hear this message. Because I almost didn't want to listen back to my messages because it was so annoying. And then when I kept listening through, I was like, damn, I would have been missing out on some golden nuggets from spirit because I even had to listen back to my messages. Okay? Because that's just how I am when I'm channeling. I'm channeling from spirit. It is energy that is coming through. That is the gift that comes, that I have, that apparently I have, that is why I'm here enjoying interpreting these cards and pictures and messages, because that is the gift of this, of channeling for spirit, for the highest frequency of conscious love. To do what now on my channel? Why are we over here on this Vibe Tribe? To heal the hearts of the divine masculine and the sacred feminine for the soul of mankind through conscious love. That is my mission work. That has been my life's work. That is exactly why I'm here. That is why I breathe. And that is the beautiful revelations that have continued to keep coming and unfolding as my heart continues to unfurl back to love. You too? As your heart continues to unfurl back to love, Isis is here to protect and just and what's the word? Balance. Balance the scales for you, divine masculine. Just as the message was, and okay, I got a little bit more time here. Okay, so I can go a little bit deeper. Thank you, Spirit. I got a little notification to let me know that I got a little bit extra time. So, we're going to spend a little bit extra time with your girl, because a little bit extra message that apparently Spirit opened, God opened, the gracious, omnipresent, divine, God opened up for us to talk a little bit more, because we only on the heart chakra and we still got more to go. So I guess we can continue to carry on, but this is already so beautiful and I'm already enjoying my time. So I'm glad that I decided to sit down, and as I continue to try to remember, as the divine feminine says, with what do you value? And that is remembering nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. that is this Aries Ram message. That's the daily message I always have to remember to myself, that everything always works out in divine time when you trust, believe, surrender. And that's what's happening. Divine masculine's getting justice because he has surrendered, in all of the ancestors from the past. Look, we have the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck for the divine masculine, which is beautiful, because what you don't see, divine masculine, this week with all of this, with these chakras, is that everything happens in divine timing. Everything that is divinely sewn and stitched and woven into your blueprint and light codes is and has always been and will always be written in the stars, unfolding perfectly, divinely. Okay? Justice is on your side. The curse of the final, what is it? The final curse of the fleur de lis air has fallen. And you're probably like, what the fuck are you saying? What I'm saying is that is the message that came through over the weekend for the Divine Masculine. Go back and check out that message if you want to, from my daily Divine Message from Spirit. You absolutely can. That playlist is up if you would like. However, just know, if you don't want to check that out, that message out, that there has been justice on behalf of the heart of the Divine Masculine. That is healing, and that is awakening, and that brings the high heart chakra into ecstatic bliss with the Emperor for the Divine Feminine. And we love this because the Emperor for the Divine Feminine and the Page of Wands for the Divine Masculine, this is coming into your highest divinity, your divine masculine within yourself, divine feminine. That is bringing all of your ideas into fruition, becoming your own leader, creator, manifester. You might also be a business owner, divine feminine. You might have your own platform. your own empire that you're building. And you're saying with this high heart chakra this week that I choose to look ahead, to look forward from here on out, that I have now risen to a higher level of myself. I now see I see myself. I see the God within me. I see my abilities, my capabilities, and I'm ready to take my ideas and create a movement regardless of what chaos is exploding behind me. That is the past. I'm going to let the chaos from the past stay in the past. I'm going to let whatever mess that is behind me be in the past, because I'm ready for a new beginning. And so are you, Divine Masculine. Your high heart chakra is also, and your high heart chakra is tapping into that is ecstatic bliss exactly the way the high heart chakra is intended to, with the Page of Wands, that childlike bliss, that childlike passion, that childlike fiery adventure. Like, I'm just gonna throw this baton of fire up in the air and see what gonna happen when I fuck around and see. I might fuck around and have a good time, says Divine Masculine. I just might fuck around and have a good year and have a good life and be in my ecstatic bliss. I just might. Tink, tink, Divine Masculine. I just might fuck around and play with fire just a little bit. You have the volcano erupting behind the Divine Feminine of lava. And the baton of fire being tossed into the air. The baton of fire being tossed into the air with the Divine Masculine. I'm hearing a lot of fire energy, a lot of passion, but Aries, Sagittarius, Leo energy with this. Tapping into your passion, your fires, and not looking behind, looking ahead. I love that. Because what I'm hearing right now for the Divine Feminine with this Emperor saying, listen, and I'm hearing also for a Divine Feminine, okay, two things are trying to come through. I hope I remember them. They're trying to come through at the same time. First one, Divine Feminine, you cannot drive forward looking in the rearview mirror. Okay, that's what I just heard for someone. And the other one wants to come through that says this is also could be about a Divine Feminine's masculine counterpart, tapping into that, recognizing that you are releasing the mess. I just heard the mess of the men that you dealt with. The mess of them men is what I heard. You let them stay messy. You're moving ahead. You're moving forward onto better. This Emperor, this Divine Masculine that has now come and awakened and spoken over your high heart chakra. You have found and tapped into and met. For some of you, Divine Feminine, you're looking ahead. All you had to do was hold on to your heart again, was to not forget and lose grip of your heart ever again, and look ahead and let the mess of the past explode and be the past, and look forward and keep your high heart intact and see the high heart, the higher version of yourself in your divine counterpart and see the higher version of your divine counterpart in yourself. That is the beauty. That is what is awakening. That is for a specific divine feminine. I hope that resonates. We're going to carry on to the throat chakra. Hit that like button if it does resonate with you, divine feminine. The throat chakra is also out here tonight, which is really, really beautiful. The throat chakra is this expression of your truth. Your butterfly wings have now grown wings of its own. Wings on wings. You are not afraid to spread your wings. Divine feminine with the Ace of Cups. You are ready for this new beginning. You are ready for your truth to overflow into your expression. You are ready for this divine love within you to overflow into whatever new relationships, new chapters, new beginnings that this Ace of Cups is telling, offering, inviting you. Yeah, that's beautiful. And divine masculine, you doing the same thing. With the King of Cups, you are beautifully maturing your self-expression. You are beautifully maturing your emotional expression, learning how to speak with intelligence and eloquence as you articulate your truth. Because there is a safe space, a judgment-free zone between you and divine and your divine counterpart. Whatever this new love, this Ace of Cups love that the divine feminine is holding with the gracious, omnipresent divine. It's pouring into the cup of the divine masculine, into this King of Cups. It's pouring into the King of Cups because the divine feminine, the feminine energy is closer to spirit, source, because feminine energy is the non-physical. It is the emotions. It is the sensual. It is everything we feel, touch, taste, see, hear, smell. Before it comes into actual fruition, to actually touch it and taste it and smell it and see it. Because when the masculine brings it into fruition, that's when we can touch it and taste it and see it. But when we feel it we sense it into fruition. And we feel it into fruition. We speak our truth into fruition. And it pours, it overflows. When the divine feminine receives the overflow of the divine to pour into her cup, that then overflows because her cup is so full with this self-love, with this inner love, with this divine love of life force energy. It pours out into the masculine that then can cultivate and create. It pours into her masculine, and thus allowing that masculine to flow his creation into fruition. And I'm saying the his and hers in a way of counterpart, but take it as it resonates. And like I said, I won't say it again because I say it all the time. So if you're just tuning in, don't be offended if I'm using he, him pronouns for masculine and she, her pronouns for feminine. It's for the sake of ease. I hope that's okay. But take it as it resonates, okay? For you. Carrying on, we're making great time, guys. Good for us. High five. Tink tinks. The third eye chakra, and I am not paying attention to the chat because I don't see that it needs my attention, and I am on a delicate time crunch here, so we're going to keep to task. If you ever want to continue this conversation elsewhere, you can, but if it is unnecessarily to do so, go ahead and just hit that like button, and we will carry on in this conversation here for the divine feminine with the Knight of Swords coming out for the third eye chakra. My foot's starting to get a little tingly. So we have the third eye chakra for the divine feminine here in the Knight of Swords. And we have the Nine of Swords for the divine masculine for this third eye chakra. So interesting with this one here. There's something that the masculine doesn't want to see, or maybe hasn't seen, or is afraid to see. That's it. Because the Nine of Swords is about fear, the false expectations appearing real, the false evidence appearing real. The Nine of Swords is about anxiety, just like the Nine of Swords that wanted to fly out with the feminine that was an extra here. So there's some inner, maybe some mirroring happening between the feminine and masculine that the feminine is feeling. That's why this extra card just came out. Because she was intuitively, because the feminine is the intuitive, the intuition, because it's all energy, right? Anyway, we already went through that lesson. There's mirroring happening that the feminine's picking up on this week around some anxiety that the masculine might be having regarding some thoughts. And I'm hearing distorted imagination because they're false. They're fears, false expectations appearing real, false illusions appearing real, right? False evidence, not illusions, that's with an I. False evidence appearing real. What else? False ego appearing real, false energy appearing real, false emotions appearing real, false everything appearing real is what's happening in the third eye of the divine masculine collective a little bit this week, or at the time of this reading, whenever this message finds you. If it resonates, energy is timeless. But I think it's because what's happening with the divine masculine is that something is shifting. The perspective is shifting. There is a perspective that is shifting from fears, truth that is shining light coming online from the divine feminine. And I just pulled this at the bottom of the deck for a reason with the Sun card, truth, and the Three of Swords is underneath that. Truth around heartbreak, karma, third party cycles, third party karmas, ties, triangles. This can also be third parties. It could be other people, but it could be also addictions. It could be habits, attachments, codependencies, behaviors. It could be cycles, generational cycles that has wounded the heart. That truth is now shining, being shown light on. And it is stirring up some anxiety for both the feminine and masculine. But the feminine has something to say, a truth to speak, a conversation that wants to be had with the Knight of Swords. I'm trying to get that glare or the blur. There we go. The Knight of Swords, a conversation the feminine wants to have because of a clarity, a revelation, beautiful revelation the divine feminine has been having. And that's why the Knight of Swords is out here. That's why, because the Knight of Swords is the hastefully moving knight. She's like, I am clear. I have had an epiphany, and now I have to scream for the world to hear it. Except for don't, because I got neighbors. But that's what the divine feminine is feeling. She's like, I gotta go. And maybe that's why she's making haste, because she's like, I need to hurry up and tell this divine masculine how I feel. I need to tell this divine masculine what epiphanies came up, what beautiful revelations have occurred over the last several hours, what feels like. My heart has completely exploded. You know why? And look, she's pointing at this. I've had this beautiful revelation around this new love, truth of these false ties, karmic cycles, the curses over your heart. The curses in love that the feminine or the masculine had been feeling, that had been broken over the weekend reading for the masculine, of the final curse of the fleur de lis air. That's why there is justice. We have one more card. One more chakra. But that's why there is justice being made on the heart of the divine masculine. Ashe. That's beautiful energy as needed. I'm hearing vindication must now be served. Wrongs must now be righted. Peace and love must now conquer this new beginning, this new love, this new fresh start. I'm hearing second chance. I keep hearing that. Before we go, Spirit says, don't forget, I got a message for all of you guys too. Shit. I love how sassy my spirit gang is. I mean, they made me me, so why not? They're all here making me me, guiding me to be here with you. And I'm also picking up somebody else's spirit guides. If you hear chatting in this chat, listening, I'm picking up on your spirit guides too. And y'all sassy ass motherfuckers too. Okay, love you. Now we're going to move into this final soul star chakra. It's blurry. This is merging with the, I know it's backwards. Merging with the divine is really beautiful. You have the soul star chakra that came out with the daily divine message for a specific divine feminine, the conversation that this divine feminine is having is also feelings of discernment, movements in discernment, choosing wisely, clearly, confidently, because she's choosing with the divine. She can be clear and confident in her choices, concise, right down the middle, sharing equally as much logic as she carries emotional attachment, because she is moving as one with the divine. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And the divine masculine, you are learning, not trying. I just heard Yoda. Try not. Try not, young Padawan. Do or do not, divine masculine. Walk by faith, not by sight. What do you feel? You see, your blessings in your heart are being closed off with this Two of Swords because you're trying to, let me clear it up. There we go. Come on, let me get clear. You're trying to make a choice, a decision. Trust your decisions is what I'm hearing. You are, try not, divine masculine. Maybe someone needs to hear this. Try not. Stop trying. You need to do or do not. That's what I heard. You need to choose. Trust. Trust. You need trust. Before you do anything, divine masculine, trust. Believe. Surrender. What do you feel? That's why you're in your head about some things. Because you're closing your heart off still a little bit. Afraid to trust the blessings that want to come in. Afraid to trust the abundance, the love that is pouring into you, into your cup from your divine feminine, which is then pouring, that is coming and being poured in from source. You're getting, there's so much beautiful energy, but there is still these underlying fears, these underlying doubts, these underlying wounds, right? That we don't see, that are trying to be hidden, but that's why it's coming up right now. That's why these are being brought up right now in these chakras. So Spirit says, time for me to just speak to you really fast. I got about 5-10 minutes. Spirit says, we have the King of Crystals for the Earth Star Chakra. Spirit, thank you. We have the Pager Crystals for the Heart Chakra, the Six of Wands for, in reverse, for the High Heart Chakra, the Knight King of Wands for the third eye, and the Four of Cups for the Soul Star and the Knight of Wands. Okay. King of Wands, King of Crystals. Spirit says, divine feminine and masculine, follow your heart. You are Your heart is being integrated into your earth body, your high heart, your soul heart is being integrated into this earth body. Follow it, listen to it, let it guide you. That is what's going, that's what is initiating you to this abundance. That's what's going to lead you into this abundance. That's what's going to integrate you into this solidarity of the King of Crystals, the King of Kings, the most solid and stable of the kings. The Page of Crystals Spirit says for the high heart chakra, divine feminine and masculine, trust your innocence. Trust that innocent love within you, the childlike innocent love, maybe even the love that you felt when you were a child. Go back to that love. Trust that love. It's pure, it's beautiful, it's delicious, it's untainted. It's safe to trust that love. The Six of Wands in reverse with the high heart chakra, the Spirit says, forgive yourself for your failures. You are not meant to be perfect. You are meant to learn. The Ace of Crystals for the throat chakra. Your tongue holds the greatest gift of them all, your truth. Your truth holds the greatest gift of all, because your truth, that is the abundance. Your truth is invaluable. Your truth is the most precious crystal gem, and your word and your expression and who you are, your authentic expression, that is the greatest gem. That is the divine, abundant opportunity and gift that the world, that Spirit gave you to give to the world. Your gifts are gifts for the world. Your truth, your expression, everything that you love and desire, everything that you feel, speak it. Because Spirit says your truth is the gift. You might be a speaker, a singer, a public speaker, a writer. Spirit is saying your truth is your gift, is your abundance, is going to lead you to the biggest opportunities of your life. 9:19 on the clock. We have the King of Wands. Spirit says for the third eye chakra, the King of Wands, lead by example. Follow your guidance, what you see with your third eye. Follow, listen to that imaginative creation. Listen to what you see, the truth in what you see. Expand your perspective to see the fuller spectrum and lead, even if you're the only one who can see. It's like you're the pilot. Spirit is saying you are the pilot to this rocket ship. You are the pilot. No one else is. They can't see the path in front of you. And they're going to have to trust you. And you're going to have to trust yourself. Spirit says, King of Wands, lead by example. Lead even if no one else is following. Lead even if no one else is agreeing. Lead even if no one else believes you. Speak your heart, speak your truth. See what you are shown. Even if you sound wacka, crazy dudical. Like sometimes I feel that way doing what I do, reading these cards, looking at the pictures and being like, oh my God, Spirit is saying all these things. and just expecting people to be like, oh my God, you're telling the truth. I believe you. And this is how I feel. And this is the truth. I don't know. This is the truth that comes through. If it resonates as truth for you, that's truth for you. If not, that's okay. I'm not here sitting here to tell you I know all. But that's what Spirit wants you to shift. Stop doubting what you see just because other people don't see it. Stop putting down your intelligence and your gifts and your creativity and your imagination and your beautiful sight that only you can see with, that you have been blessed with. That is a downloaded message that Spirit spoke directly to me just now for that, but that was also for someone else. Because clearly that's why the King of Wands came out for the third eye. Because Spirit is saying, divine feminine and masculine, stop doubting the truth that you see for yourself. Stop doubting your intelligence and your gifts, even if no one else understands it, even if they can't see what you see. Okay? Okay. The Four of Cups. Thank you, Spirit. I received that message. The Four of Cups, Spirit says, with the Soul Star Chakra, merging with the divine, the Four of Cups. This Four of Cups has so much weight to it. This Four of Cups, she covers herself as a cup is spilled. This is her. I feel for this collective. Spirit, there is a council of spirit guides, of earth angels, people who have passed on, loved ones who have entered this earth and left and are in the presence, in my presence, spiritually. I feel this overwhelm of compassion from them to this collective, to us here. To say that, yes, you have been wounded. Yes, you have been hurt. You've been violated. You've been shamed. You may feel ashamed, but I have to go. But don't ever forget how beautiful you are. And with that said, that concludes our Tea and Tarot Tuesday. Pew, 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 pew. And until then, thank you so much for every single person who joined me on this chat. It was really beautiful and I really loved it and I really have to go now. So thank you so much and I love you all and I will talk to you soon. Until then, peace and love. Namaste. Bye.